Beautiful end of summer day, and all of you are here, and we are all here to work together and talk and to learn, and this is just so amazing. Like I said earlier, in case anybody missed it, my name is Kiana, and we're going to run the meeting a little bit different today. We're going to have a little bit of a different structure because of the showcase. Usually we would start with remarks and introductions and all these fun procedural things. But today we're going to feed you first. So before we move into the presentations, Domino's Pizza is now on a 2-year streak this month of donating pizza to Project Vision for our service providers and students and everyone here. Perfect. So I made all you guys sit down. Go eat the pizza while it's hot. We're going to pull you guys back together at about 12:30 and we're going to get started. So mix, mingle, and get to know each other. So. Perfect. With the showcase. So you guys don't have to listen to me talk for the whole rest of the meeting like you usually have to, because I'm going to go ahead and hand this all off to Eric Pulver, because he is going to be your guide as we go through all the amazing work that all of you guys do. If anyone has any questions, if anyone needs me, I will be in the back of the room, but please enjoy, engage, and have fun.
Mic on? Mic's on. There we go. Ooh. I'm loud. I'm already loud. So, yes, as Kiana was saying, my name is Eric Pulver. In case anybody doesn't know who I am, what I do, I am the emergency preparedness specialist for the Department of Health. We are located at our district office in Front City right here. And so, one of the things that I like to do is sort of make sure that our community resilience is increasing. And one way we do that is by knowing what we're all doing. And so, the showcase is kind of born out of that idea. So, I want to say that we have over 20 organizations that are here to present today. Please give a round of applause. I'm going to tell you a secret. Jane and I, by the way, Jane Oriole right here, I'm not going to make her stand up. She has done an amazing amount of work with me. She told me this morning, do not do that. So we were actually very worried a few months ago. We had like 3 or 4 very eager viewers signed up to do this. We were a little like, oh, okay, right. If we get to 10 or 15, we'll be super happy. This is blowing all of our expectations out of the water for this showcase, including all of our extra guests that are here today from CCB as well. So this is a jam-packed house, and one thing I want to ask, if you are a presenter, one of our over 20, if you could come to the front couple of rows, just so we have a smooth transition between them. You should have a number card. Oh. I guess something's not working. Can you hear me on this one? Okay, perfect. I guess I'm loud enough so it doesn't really, if you just could, we just want a really easy transition between, because these are fast and they are quick presentations. So we're doing 3-minute presentations, 3 slides, 3 bullet points. And I want to say, I am going to be very strict on time today, all right? So we've got a couple of things for our presenters real quick. We do have a tablet here. Jane is controlling that. That does have the 3-minute timer, so that way you can actually see what your time is. Also, I really wanted one of those like giant hooks that like the Oscars use, but I didn't bring mine with me. So instead, we've got Evelyn. Evelyn is the emergency preparedness elephant. I will have her with me. If Evelyn goes up, that means you gotta skedaddle, all right? Okay, perfect. So, we have questions? Timer's right there. So we have a timer up, and actually that's a great segue. For any questions between presentations, please do keep them to the end. We will have some time at the very end if you want to network and talk to each other. We're also going to send all these slides out through the Project Vision listserv, so do sign up with that, so you can either send Adam over there an email, or Matt Prouty, our favorite person on planet Earth, an email asking to get put on that listserv. So, one other thing I want to do for our presenters is that I do have a remote here, so you can actually change this way. So I don't have to control anything. You control it. And so that way, you don't have to necessarily stand right here at the mic. You can take this off. Just being cognizant that we are being recorded for PEG TV, so don't be like running around everywhere. He's got to follow you on that camera. But just so you don't have to stand perfectly still. So I want to go into a couple of thank yous real quick, and then we're going to move right into it. So one of the things I want to do is I want to make sure I thank the people who actually helped make this entire showcase a reality, and that is partly through the Education and Training Subcommittee, which Margaret Miles and I, she's sitting right over there so everyone knows and looks at her. So we could not do this by ourselves, so I already thanked Jane, but we're going to do another thank you to Jane because she has done a tremendous amount of work. Also, Jamie Bentley, who unfortunately was not able to make it today. These template slides, they actually were her creation, so she was the one that made that template for us. Also, I want to make sure we say yes to Mr. Adam Sansick back there. Thank you for him, for supporting that, and also for just everything in Project Vision. Diane Drake here, right up here. She also helped do a lot of this organization, including helping to do sort of a pilot test at the conference, the wellness conference at Castleton this summer. So let's put our hands together for Diane over there. And then we have Megan Martin, who actually works for Rutland City Schools, and she is here somewhere. I saw her earlier. So please do give her also a round of applause. Ah, there she is. I see her. She's hiding in the back. And I can't do this without also thanking, because Proudy's not here, we also have to make sure that Sarah Stearns is focused on as well. She did help with planning and everything like this too. So yes, so thank you for everyone. If I did forget, I apologize. My brain is not as good as it was when I was 25, and for all of that work. And then I want to finally end this thank you with all of the organizations that sent in slides, that are offering to present, that are here today to do this sort of pilot, out of left field, let's all come together thing that we're doing here right now, and are willing to kind of put themselves up here for 3 minutes for all of us to look at and make sure we find out what their organizations are doing and how they can help our community and we can collaborate together. So, with that, I don't really have anything else for you. Outside of that, we're going to go ahead and get this shindig going. We do have a little slight tweak. We are going to have the center at Castleton start our entire shindig here. So if Megan, Margaret, if you want to come up, we can get this thing going. Yep, it's just the right button right here. Okay. Yep. So you do have a title page. Oh. Just real quick, just because this wasn't in the template, if you are presenting, we did add a title page for your organizations before your presentations. So technically you have 4 slides, but that's just so I can know who to call up next. So, just an FYI. So, all right.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm Michael Reeves. Margaret Miles has already been introduced. And we are here on behalf of the Center for Social Justice and Trauma Responsive Care, which is hosted by Vermont State University on the Castleton campus. So several faculty came together during COVID and met to try to address what we saw as a gap and a need in Rutland County for social justice trainings, for resources, and for trauma, what we called at that point, trauma inclusive care, we now call trauma responsive care. So our mission is to provide our students, our faculty, and professionals in the community with the resources that they need to address social justice issues and to understand our trauma responsive model to the work that they're doing. And So we're working with the campus, we're working with the community, and through these trainings that we offer and through the resources that we offer, we want to make Rutland County a more trauma-responsive city and programs. And so we offer trainings and we offer conferences throughout the year that address those issues. And we also have resources that are available through contacting us. And we also are just about to go live with a web resource which will help people to know what trainings are going on all around the state that are social justice focused or trauma responsive focused. So that instead of being like, oh, well, I need to look here and here and here and here and here for what's available for trainings, you can come to one site through the center and be able to access those resources. So workshops, conferences, and Margaret's going to talk a little bit about our training menu that we have because we want to encourage you to use us to do trainings for you at your agency. We have a very generous VPLO grant that we can come to your agencies and do trainings for free. So Margaret will talk to you about what those are.
2 talkative professors in 3 minutes. I think we're going to do this. You're good. We've got 1 minute left. So Michael said a really important word, free trainings. We have, as he said, a really generous grant from VPLO, and we want to spend it down to the very last cent. If you use this QR code, a list of available trainings will pop up, and a form will pop up, and all you need to do is put in your name, your organization, which trainings you think you might be interested in. This is also sort of a starting point. If you have some needs, we would love to customize a training for you. So please let us know what your needs are, what your agency's needs are, and we'd love to come out and do this for you. I will also leave handouts that have this QR code on the back table. And in 9 seconds, I'm going to tell you about a first responder conference that is happening in October that Pat Brome has put a ton of work into, and there's that on the back. Okay, I'm done.
Perfect. And we got our first visit by Evelyn, so that's even better. Broke that ice. All right. Boys and Girls Club, you are next.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Rice and I am the Executive Director at the Boys and Girls Club of Rutland, yep, that's great, thank you, of Rutland County. I know I want to, okay. So our mission at the Boys and Girls Club is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. In our organization, we really use this as our why as we work with youth each day after school. So the basis of our programming, which many of you know, is after school programming. This is every day from 3 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. and we service youth 5 to 13 years old. Rutland City is our anchor site, and that is in downtown on Merchants Row. But in addition to that, we have 12 after-school sites that are embedded into the schools across Rutland County. So those schools that we have sites at are Rutland Town, West Rutland, Proctor, Poultney, Middletown Springs, Wells, Fairhaven, Castleton, Benson, Orwell, Pittsford, and Brandon. So if you live in any of those towns, you might know kids that attend our clubs, and you've probably seen our staff in their Boys and Girls Club t-shirts out and about. So I did want to talk a little bit, if I have time, about just our school programming and what that means. So when students come to us after school, they always get a healthy snack. We offer an academic block during after school, so that can be homework support. For our younger students, it's often a literacy time or doing various educational worksheets. We also do enrichment programming, which if you ask any of our club kids, they will say it's club inside of club, which can be it varies. So we've done cooking clubs, sewing clubs, Taylor Swift club. It's really whatever the kids are interested in, our staff work to build those clubs for the kids to attend while they're after school. We do a lot around sport and fitness. We do a lot around nutrition. It's 2 of our biggest pillars. And then every student or youth also is offered and after dinner before they leave. So we have dinner time, and then we have kind of like open club time where kids really get a chance to just socialize and use the stuff within the facilities. So in the last year and a half, we've also been building a teen center down on Merchants Row. So we were able to get the space next door, the storefront next door, and offer teen drop-in hours. So those run every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30, and those are for the older youth population, ages 13 to 18, and any youth is welcome to come. So it's drop-in. So once they come, we do get application and information, but they can come and go kind of as they please. 8 seconds. It's okay. The last one is just a referral. So if you work with any families and they are interested in having after-school programming, they can contact their school offices or they can contact our director of operations. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to do this all the time now. All right, next is going to be Rutland Mental Health.
Hi. I am from Rutland Mental Health, but I'm specifically the crisis team, emergency service, also known as emergency services. So I will say that, oh God, what do I have to do with this? Okay, here we go. We provide 24/7 crisis response services to everyone in this county, all ages, all populations. We answer phones, most often in our office directly, but we do have an answering service that works for those late night hours. We do a lot of phone de-escalation, helping people sort of calm down, and we answer calls for everything from I'm bored, I'm lonely, I'm tired, I can't sleep, to I'm really struggling, I'm really concerned, or I'm concerned about myself or someone else, and I need someone to respond in the moment. And our responses to that vary based on what people say, but we are there and do our best to put whatever appropriate responses in place in the moment. Community response is what we most like to do. The crisis team in Rutland, and I think the crisis team generally, has really evolved. Before COVID, we really lived in the emergency room. That's where crisis team members went to work at the ER. They spent their days there 24/7. And during COVID, of course, that all pulled back and everything was 100% remote. And as we came out of COVID, we built a space. We're about to move, actually. This is now over 4 years ago. But we built a space over behind the Goodwill, which is where we are now. We are moving much closer to the hospital in the next month. And we have offices there where we can see people. Crisis team members now come in to work there. And we go out as much as we can in the community. And that is the probably biggest point I want to make to everyone here now is call us if you're worried about yourself, someone else, someone you know, and we will help decide what the best plan of action is. The ER is a great place to be when you need to be there. But a lot of times for mental health challenges, the ER is not where you need to be. And in fact, it can be, especially for kids, it can be a scary place. At no fault of Rutland Regional or the ER teams, it's just because that's what it is. It's an emergency room. So ideally, we go out into the community. We go to PCP offices, therapist offices, people's homes, schools, Walmart, you name it, we go. Typically 2-person teams. Always that will include a clinician, and sometimes it'll include a second clinician, sometimes it includes a case manager, increasingly includes a peer. Already? My God. Okay, our job, once we get there, we assess, we refer to ideally community-based supports, but if someone needs a higher level of care, we manage that, we get the insurance going, we get the referral going, and that's how you reach us. Call us, text us, and we would be very happy to hear from you and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Lily. She took a little extra time, but that's okay. Rutland County Parent-Child Center. Right button.
So I am Ava Ebbinghausen. I'm from the Rutland County Parent-Child Center.
And I am Carissa Burnell. I'm the co-executive director of Rutland County Parent-Child Center. And co-executive director probably sounds weird, right? It's a unique model. So there's actually 2 executive directors of the Parent-Child Center. Stephanie Carvey is my counterpart, and I always like to mention her when I am out and about in places. She oversees our early childhood education program, and I oversee all of our programming and operations, which just means who needs light bulbs. So, Rutland County Parent-Child Center is a community-based nonprofit social service agency. We focus on 8 core services: parent education, home visits, early childhood services, concrete family supports, play groups, information and referral, community development, and parent support. All of these services are provided through strength-based, multi-generational, 2-gen approach for all of our families, meaning we don't just serve the children that are in our care, we serve everybody in their household. So that's the mother, the father, the grandparent, the uncle on the couch, the friend who's been living there for 3 years because housing is atrocious. So we serve everyone in the household, recognizing that that reduces family stressors. Okay, RCPCC serves all families with children in the home. That's the only qualifying factor. We pride ourselves on none of our programmings being income-based. That's really important to us. And a fun fact is we're actually one of 15 parent-child centers in the state of Vermont. So we are part of a very large network that does a lot of legislative work. And we really support every single county in this entire state. So we are much larger than just us.
All right, so if we're talking about our programming, if we're looking at our concrete supports, we have our Pleasant Street Market that offers a grocery store style food pantry that has a private shopping experience. So usually people who are shopping in our pantry won't be shopping with anybody else. We also offer gas cards, laundry support, housing support, clothing and utility supports, health and safety resources, formula, and then Christmas and Thanksgiving support as well for our clients. We also have our referral-based programming. So we have 3 early childhood education locations. So we have 2 in Rutland and 1 in Brandon. We have our Children's Integrated Services Program, which focuses a little bit more on developmental screenings, and it's also a home-based program. Our Parents as Teachers program is also a home-based program that focuses on caregivers, maybe looking to foster their child's development, and it also puts a little bit more emphasis on academic success. We have our Families at the Center program, and I am the program manager for our Families at the Center program. The program focuses on social capital, and families set the agenda for every single meeting. And we also have our family education groups.
So I would just say that although we didn't name everything that could ever be done, if you have a family, please send them to us. We will get the job done. This is how you find us.
That Thanksgiving and Christmas support's going to be coming up pretty soon here. So, community health improvement from RRMC.
Hi, I'm Renee Green. I'm the Lifeline Program Administrator at Rutland Regional Medical Center. I'm here today to introduce you to Lifeline. It's a personal emergency response system that can help you or help others stay living home independently. So I don't know where these slides are. Not great slides. Sorry about that. I've left a couple of things out back if you'd like to take a look. There's a sign-up sheet if you'd like to have more information. The goal of the meeting today is to let you know what our services are here at Lifeline. People who need an elderly person who wants to remain independent, worries about emergencies. I have a lot of those people that I go out and see at the home. Has a medical condition, lives alone either all day or part of the day. So these Lifeline units are, I'm showing you just a few, I'm going through quickly. So these are some of our mobile help buttons. We do have a wider variety of these Lifeline help. We can go with a standard unit, which would go through a phone line. It has a button that gets paired to it. They would push that button for help. That same unit will come with a fall detection button. If they've had recent falls, that's what I do, a little screening beforehand, and if they have had falls, I would suggest the fall detection button. So we go from that to people that may not have a landline unit and they only have a cell phone. We have wireless units that work inside their home, same deal. It can come paired with a button that you either push or a fall detection button. But these up here are the mobile help buttons. The mobile help buttons go anywhere they go. So if you have an active senior, these are great for them. It goes down to the grocery store. It goes across state lines if they're going to visit their kids. Most of them work off from or bounce off from AT&T cell towers. I do have another option that will go off from Verizon cell towers. These are great little devices with a lot of technology in them. Some of it I don't understand, like they have something called intelligent breadcrumbs, and I'm imagining they're tracking where they last were to find where they may have fallen. So it does include the GPS. When they do push their button, they get a call from the response center. The response centers, there's 3 different response centers. There's one in Framingham, Mass., one in Phoenix, Arizona, and one in Montreal. And basically all they do is they talk over the two-way communication for the mobile help button or the unit that's in their home and say, Jane, do you need any help? And at that point, the senior or the adult controls the call. They have, when they fill out my application, and I have some of those out front too, they list responders. So somebody that might be able to just give them a hand up if they've fallen and they don't need emergency medical services, a friend or a neighbor, and I can't believe it's gone that fast. I haven't gone through it. So I have a lot of information up there, and I know it's Falls Awareness Month, so I have how to get up from a fall out there, preventing falls, and thank you so much for your time. Okay.
And that is your information. We will, as a reminder, if you don't get through all of your slides, we are sending all of these slides out to the listserv next week, so you will have all of this information out there. I know, Evelyn, when you see her out of the corner of your eye, you're just like, uh-oh, what's going on? All right, Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Joy, and I am the Development and Communications Coordinator for the Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging, also known as SVCOA. And unfortunately, I'm going to apologize. You're going to get the Jersey version of me today because I only got 3 minutes to talk. But trust me, I can talk for a lot longer. I don't want that elephant anywhere near me. So the Southwest SVCOA serves older Vermonters in Rutland and Bennington County. We are an over 50-year-old organization. Our mission is very simple. It is to empower Vermonters to age with dignity, independence, and quality of life. We offer a free and confidential helpline that is open during business hours to anyone that might have a question or need supports. Again, our programs work on improving Rutland County's social determinants of health with many different free services and supports for Vermonters 60 and older and their families. I don't ever want to forget that piece of it. SVCOA, you may or may not know, is the administrator for the nationally recognized Meals on Wheels program in our area. And we also offer additional nutrition support with our contracted and registered dietitians. As an example, in 2024, SVCOA supported area partners in serving over 210,000 meals in Rutland County. We also offer case management services through the Older Americans Act and through the State Choices for Care program. And again, in 2024, our case managers provided over 15,000 hours of services to over 1,500 older Vermonters in our region. And those are only 2 programs I mentioned. We offer over 12 additional programs supporting older Vermonters and their families. And I'm not even going to get into the list because I got a minute left. So, on our next slide, this is the information that I always want to get out into the world. Our website is full of information and resources and how to contact us and how to get connected with us. Same thing with the toll-free and confidential helpline, and that's important. It's toll-free and it's confidential. SVCOA is always open to partnering with any other local area businesses and organizations. Excuse me, the Hobbit needs to get the microphone closer. We are also on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'm going to throw in a selfless promotion here, and we actually are holding 2 events shortly. Some of you guys are going to be a part of them, and welcome to more. They're community health days, one in Pittsford and then one down in the Arlington area. We're proud to be a local resource. Again, we've been around for over 50 years. Our values are compassion, integrity, collaboration, and innovation, and our work is made possible through the Older Americans Act and local funding. I got 2 seconds left.
Oh, and you even, overachievers, they even moved to the next slide for me. So yeah, we got Department of Health.
I love a good challenge. I'm ready for this, Eric. All right, let's go. Okay, wait. As long as I know what I'm doing here. Okay, hi. My name is Renee Bousquet. I'm the district director for the Rutland District Office, Vermont Department of Health. We're one of the 12 local jurisdictions of the health department. And in terms of 4 pillars, we tend to lean heavily into the prevention, but we do a lot of intervention and connection as well. Our mission is the same as the Vermont Department of Health at large, which is generally protecting the health of Vermonters, promoting the physical, mental, and social well-being of people in Vermont. We do that by advancing equity, protecting against disease and injury, and preparing for public health emergencies. We serve Rutland County. Sometimes we have a few exceptions to that in some of our work. The next slide is supposed to be about services that are available quickly, and I will laugh. Public health does nothing quick. If you know anything about public health, we work on very large-scale problems. They are super complex, and they require many years of work and very complex solutions. So we do have a few services, though, that are a little bit more direct service, other than our people, who are always readily available for you very quickly. But we have the Vermont WIC program that runs out of our office. That's a supplemental nutrition assistance program. It serves Vermonters, parents, and caregivers with children under 6. We also will do some breastfeeding support and nutrition counseling with that. We do provide some gap-filling immunization services. You've probably seen our incredible public health nurse teams. I'm looking right at Catherine, out at the Methodist Church, providing immunizations for people who really struggle to access vaccines through our traditional healthcare systems. We do have some restrictions to funding for that, so it is on the slide. I really don't want to highlight that. But under 65 is really where we predominantly focus our efforts, and people, again, who have significant barriers to access. Then the bulk of our work is really systems-level prevention work, and that feels super jargony and really vague. But we like to think of ourselves as like free consultants for the community in areas of like chronic disease prevention or family child health, infectious disease prevention, or emergency preparedness services. And we do that work a lot through connecting. We do it through facilitation. We do it through breaking down silos and really convening. So I think this is a great example, thank you, Eric, of demonstrating the type of work that we can do, making the vague something tangible. We do also have Jonah, chronic disease prevention specialist, who's going to talk a little bit more in depth about what we do. We cheat because we have a line in on the facilitator. If you need to get a hold of us, this is where to go, and we do have an application for WIC through that URL. Don't even.
Evelyn is very prevalent in our office, so both Renee and Jonah are very well versed with Evelyn. So here you are.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Jonah Stoller, and I'm the chronic disease designee for the Rutland Office of Local Health with the Vermont Department of Health. Every district office has a CDD. We all do similar and overlapping things that are sort of based on the needs of our community, so it varies within these broader categories, sort of. Generally, the role of the CDD, which is the acronym I'm going to use for my job, is to prevent and or mitigate impacts of chronic disease in Rutland County, focusing on certain priority areas by supporting and partnering with local organizations, and I forgot to go to that slide. So what populations do I serve? Chronic disease can impact anybody, regardless of their demographic affiliations. And so I broadly prioritize populations that experience health disparities. My focus is on ensuring equitable access to health resources, equitable access meaning that people can get the resources that they need when they need them. So what can I offer to you? As Renee said, I am basically a free consultant available to help you now, to help support you and your organization in your public health related pursuits, or to collaborate on a project towards a mutual goal. And so I'm going to say it again, I can help you for free. Very important point. My role is broad, but here's a list of a few areas where I have subject matter expertise and skills. If you're not sure if I can help you, come talk to me, come get in touch. We can chat and figure out how I can help support you and your organization. Wow, I'm going through this way faster than I thought. So if you need to get in touch with me, here's my contact information. I strongly prefer email for initial communication. It's much easier to keep track of. And then we can find a time to touch base in person or over the phone. Additionally, if you see me at a community meeting, please come talk to me. I want to know about what you do and what your organization does and how we can work together to help improve the health of our community. And that's all I've got. You're welcome, Eric.
I mean, I guess I got 45 seconds. I could just talk about whatever I wanted. So, how's everybody doing today? I've always wanted to do this. How's everybody doing today? I can't hear you. There we go. I wanted to do that. All right. We have the Vermont Interfaith Action.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My name's Tom Morgan. I'm actually the director of Green Mountain Justice, greenmountainjustice.org, but I'm also here with the Vermont Interfaith Action as one of the project officers for the Extreme Cold Weather Program. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to recognize and appreciate everyone in this room who works in the last 10 feet with our marginalized neighbors, whether you're on the streets, whether you're in the encampments, whether you're on the farms. You are going to be the key to us addressing the challenges that we have. You are the most important people in this room, and I thank you, okay? All right, so real quick, the Vermont State Extreme Cold Weather Shelter Program. We have a 19-page reference manual. We have a full briefing that I think is going to be passed out with the slides, so please take a look at that and reach out to us if you have any questions. This is going to be a very quick overview. So we basically, and I don't really care about the slides, we have money. We have about $1 million to fund any shelters or any community groups that are interested in setting up extreme cold weather shelters, or if you already have a shelter and you're interested in augmenting that during the extreme cold, we have cash. As long as you have documented expenses, we have very clear, simple criteria. We want to talk to you. We are trying to set up shelters in 6 priority regions, including Rutland and Bennington. We're working with any partners that will work with us, and that's kind of the message. We're going to be, our season's going to be December 1st to April 1st. We're going to try to have approximately 15 to 20 nights worth of funding for each shelter, and that's what the data indicate will probably end up happening at -10 with wind chill. We're also fighting to try to get that kind of ridiculously low temperature raised. We are going to focus on community-based shelter. The application is open now. It opened on September 2nd. So again, you'll go to the website, you'll see the application, you'll see what the manual is. I'm at tom@greenmountainjustice.org, so please reach out to me. That's it.
Evelyn's getting kind of antsy out here. We're getting extra time here. Oh, goodness. You guys are doing great. Unfortunately, City of Rutland, their Park and Recs department, they were unable to be here today. So we're just going to I guess I could just sort of do a real quick overview. If you all know about the Parks and Rec, I'm going to do this an absolute disservice to them. But they do a lot of programming, especially in sort of recreation, family, older Vermonters. etc. I'm just going to kind of move through this real quick. Hey, that's what I just said. Recreation programs for youth, adults, and seniors. They have volunteer opportunities. They do special events. And they have a lot of access to outdoor parks and indoor community spaces. Let's hear it up for Giorgetti. Speaking of Giorgetti, these are some of the areas that they are under their control that you can visit. I know this was real fast, but we will be sending these slides out again. So anyway, unfortunately, there's not able to make it. So, pathways. We're up next.
Good afternoon. My name is Melissa Van Gilder. I work with Pathways Vermont. Some of you I've worked with before. I've worked with Tom. Oh, yep, the great corrector. Thank you. I just want to say that I've been a part of Project Vision for about 7 to 8 years, and that's helped spurn what I do, because without everybody in this room working together, not a single one of us, I think, would be successful. But on the first page, it made me pick one of the pillars. I chose intervention, but I think what I deal with is directly on the street level, homeless people, outreach, I guess you'd call it. I'll meet them under the bridge, at the car, in a hotel, whatever it is. I don't care. I am formerly homeless myself. I did not have people like you to help me get out of my situation. Sorry, I'll get emotional. But, so I know what it's like to be in their shoes, and I want to make sure that they have someone that can speak their language. A lot of times people have been burned out of their homes, so they don't have any identification, they don't have any connections in the area, they're part of a domestic assault, whatever reason they came to be where they are. I want to help them either acknowledge where they are and get out of where they are, or maybe, I'm not the person for them. Who is? Who can I guide them to? Who can they see in this community? Do they have kids? Do they have pets? Do they need a tent just to get through the weekend? Who's going to give them a quick sandwich? Those kind of things. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going through all things. Anybody that's in our program is usually required to be homeless, and they usually struggling with some form of mental health. But we also consider being homeless pretty much a form of PTSD. They will meet with our counselor and get a diagnosis. Once they're in our program, I can actually bring people to see a doctor or work with them to go to a hotel. I've moved people. I've worked with Tom interactively because I also cover Addison County, and it's very difficult with a coordinated entry, who's eligible for what when you have people that are in both counties. Pathways is a fairly young program as far as which is, I'm going to blabber because I'm not used to doing this stuff, excuse me, but it's the Vermont Rural Outreach Services Project. They got Pathways Vermont. No, there's no V in there, but that's okay. But the program is called PROPS. Pathways itself has been around for, 15 years. They're trying to promote housing first for everyone. But Rutland itself does not have that. So I'm their first foot in the door, and there's also a little blippet of us that works with the Vermont DOC, also another Melissa. But we just want to come here and introduce ourselves to everybody and maybe get to meet a few more people. I'm sorry, I just wanted to see the elephant. Thank you.
Evelyn loves her pets. All right, I think this is everybody's favorite, the community resource specialist, because I know they're super excited.
Hello, I'm Taylor Cohen. I'm one of the community resource specialists. I'm going to call us CRSs because I have to say resource specialists. I'll start whistling. This is Sequoia Dixon Woodard. She is also one of the CRSs. It's just the two of us at the time. We serve all of Rutland City, including oftentimes individuals visiting Rutland City. So sometimes you have somebody who has an encampment in Rutland Town, but they're utilizing services in Rutland City, and that's where they need their support. So we'll still interact with them. We have a primary focus on those in critical need and those that are vulnerable, but again, we work with just about anybody and everybody that needs the support. So we do just about anything we can. Our whole role is filling in the gaps, supporting clients, supporting services, supporting the city. Anything you need us to do that we can do, we're going to do. So we help with quality of life concerns, we provide alternate crisis solutions through our partnerships with the community, and we assist agencies with rehabilitative and habilitative tasks that otherwise would not be accomplished. So that can be getting medication, driving to an appointment that you can't get to, reminding people of appointments. Oftentimes they don't have a phone or they don't have a way to remember what's going on. So we will drive to them, remind them, hey, we got to go to the hospital today. Get them in the car, we get them there, and everything's fine. We will assist with everything. Referring is just calling us. You can see us. You can even tell somebody what our car looks like. It's a white RAV4 with community response team on it. They can wave us down. It's happened multiple times. We're at a red light, someone waves us, so we have to come back around. So you can schedule a joint meeting if you feel like a warm handoff would be preferable for that individual. If you feel like there's somebody who needs your services, but we have rapport with them, we can schedule the warm handoff. If you contact us asking for help or to meet, we're going to do it. Essentially, whatever you need, we're going to try to do it for you. We work within the Rutland City Police Department, but we are civilians. We are not officers. And I think that's everything.
I know Matt made you do that. All right, Westridge Center.
Hi, everyone. Faith Stone, I'm the program director at the Westridge Center. The Westridge Center is a program of Rutland Regional Medical Center. And we are an opiate treatment program providing services to adults who have a primary diagnosis of opioid use disorder. Okay. So at the Westridge Center, we have a plethora of experienced staff, a multidisciplinary team. We provide treatment at the time of request with pre-screening, clinical nursing assessments, medical evaluations, medications for opioid use disorders such as methadone, buprenorphine, Vivitrol. We do on-site urine drug screens, breathalyzers, pregnancy testing, diagnostics for infectious disease, hepatitis C treatment, nicotine replacement therapy, recovery and treatment planning, individual group therapies, and case management with referral to community resources. We also do a fair amount of substance use and health education with our patients. So can I push you? Yep. So in March, we started open access. So interested folks can show right up at the center Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. And have a brief evaluation and can start, if eligible, medication before they leave that day. And also other providers can refer to us. Inpatient hospitalization or the emergency department can also refer. Screens are backwards. So there will be some contact information that comes out on the listserv. My information will be there. Kathy Kaniron's our clinical manager right here. Her information will be there, and also the referral line. Thank you.
Every once in a while, I'm not perfect. All right, social tinkering.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeanette Langston. I'm the Director of Social Tinkering, a Human Connection project. What we're doing today is very validating for what the mission of Social Tinkering is, and I'm always excited to be here at Project Vision for these kind of things because it's how we thrive is through our meaningful social connections. So what we're doing today is exactly that. Our work is to undo the pervasive aloneness that sustains many of the issues you all work on every day. At Social Tinkering, we do this work with people most likely to experience long-term isolation and loneliness, to identify the true reasons why many people aren't experiencing meaningful connection. We work with all ages, all backgrounds, and everyone can experience the incredible pain of loneliness that we can even feel physically. We talk about meaningful connection at Social Tinkering instead of just social connection because it goes so much deeper than just being in a room with someone. It's very complicated, and I'm sure you're all aware of this doing the work that you do. It's not just being in a room with other people. It can happen when you have a friend, when you have a family, and you can have internet access, and you can have a car with gas in it and still feel a persistent aloneness that can affect everything in your life. Because really, lack of connection is really about feeling less, or meaningful connection is about feeling less alone and like someone cares. So the causes and impacts are all very complicated, and they're as diverse as we are as humans, and it's not a simple issue, but it is the source of our division, our fears, our shame, hate, and our poor individual, family, and community health. Right now and always, we have to respond to their urgent needs, and so we also need to work on the root causes, or we can't sustainably make that change and reduce those needs in the future. So at Social Tinkering, I try to hold that space, that work on the root cause issue while you all are responding to their urgent needs, but I need your expertise in our work, and hopefully not much of your time because I know you're all super busy and maxed out on capacity. So we do this work in a few different ways. One, the first thing we do is just create a space for people to come together and see each other as human and practice talking to each other again. It's super simple, but we don't have spaces where we can just hang out and practice making friends. That helps us overcome some of the biggest barriers like anxiety and fear. The program that we do this with is Gather Together. I have that listed there. We have our Gather Together program, which we have one monthly social, and then we've added multiple on over the last few months, trying to figure out what works with different populations in different locations and different times. We also have Women's Circle, and then the Rutland Blogging Collective. And our social connection survey is on the table back there, so please take as many flyers as you want, put them on your bulletin boards, contact me, please distribute it. It goes through October 31st, and I could really use your help.
Evelyn takes no prisoners. All right, Turning Point.
Probably going to have to tilt this up a little bit. Maybe. I'll just take. Can I just hold it? Yeah. Okay, sweet. Hi, how's it going, guys? My name is Alex Lucci. I'm a recovery coach and a direct outreach specialist at Turning Point Center on State Street. We are a peer-based recovery center. So everybody who works at our center is a person in recovery, has dealt with a lot of the struggles that people do when they decide to try to get their life together, and have been met with a lot of closed doors. So we celebrate all pathways to recovery, no matter what that looks like to the individual, whether that's faith-based, whether that's 12-step like AA or NA, whether that is a more scientific approach like SMART recovery, emotional sobriety. There's a lot of different ways to work a program of recovery, and we like to celebrate all of them. So we are also a authorized Narcan or naloxone distribution site. So if anybody is in need of that, you can come in and get it. You don't have to give your name or anything if you're worried about that. It's really low barrier, and everything's free. All of our services are totally free. So our center, as I spoke on, is peer run. So everybody there is a person in recovery, all working different programs. So we have people who do a faith-based approach. There's this Celebrate Recovery, which is more of a spiritual approach to recovery. And then there's more of scientific approaches like IOP or Smart Recovery or DBT, like certain things like that. But we're always open to trying new new meetings, new formats. And more than anything, we're resource provision. If we don't have the direct ability to get you what you need, we can point you in the right direction. So we love collaborating with community partners. We collaborate with the Pride Center, with Parent Child Center, with other local agencies to bring meetings to people where they're at, making it easier to get involved. So I'm going to leave stuff in the back. If you are interested in services, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to these emails that are going to be on the slide deck. And we're open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We're dropping. You don't need an appointment. You can just come in or send people down. And more than anything, if somebody is struggling with substance use disorder, that connection that you get from having somebody else be like, yeah, man, I've been there. You can't necessarily get that in another setting, in my experience. So we're just glad to be here. We love working with all y'all, and we're looking forward to the future. Thanks.
I am not as tall as Alex. Also, Alex said the magic word, which is collaboration, because that's really what we're looking for here, because I have an extra 30 seconds I can talk about this. And that's what we're really, really wanting here. We want to be able to have everybody know what they're all doing, and so that way we can kind of look at, okay, what are more ways for us to collaborate? So now we're going to move on to I brought that on myself.
Is that better? All right. Thank you. My name is Dave Kiefner. I'm the Regional Director for Vermont Adult Learning's Rutland Learning Center. We are located down on Evelyn Street, downtown Rutland. We are a nonprofit organization funded primarily by grants and donors. Vermont Adult Learning. We help adult learners acquire the reading, writing, math, and computer skills necessary to earn their high school diplomas or GEDs. We teach English language learners the skills needed for educational, career, and citizenship preparation goals. VAL serves learners from ages 16 to up that cannot be enrolled in any other secondary educational program. I'll make the caveat there that you can be enrolled to come in and talk to us, but if you decide to continue programming with us, you would have to disenroll from that other institution. But 16 and up, we're glad to talk to you. They'll also provide services at no cost. We've been hearing that a lot today, and we can't emphasize that enough. No cost, and we have both in-person and online offerings. There is occasionally other costs associated with taking perhaps a GED test. That's another organization that does those. But if you are unable to fund those, we'll also help you find a way to pay for that. Programs or services that VAL can offer you if you walked in the door today, and we're also very happy to take volunteers anytime. That's one of the things that I've made my mission as the new regional director down there, is to get more volunteers on board as well as to bring more students in. So we're really focusing on that outreach. So what we can do for you today, if you walk in the door, we can get the ball rolling on the state's new adult diploma program, where you can get a diploma actually through one of the local high schools. We're with 5 of the 7 high schools in Rutland County. We have English language learning for academic, career, citizenship preparation. Many of our classes there are open enrollment. And weatherization and heat pump installation training through Energy Works. That's a separate program, but I can direct you to them in our office. There are several of those per year, scheduled in advance for each location. We're also right now looking at expanding into healthcare careers training so that people can come in, sometimes even get a stipend, and find some kind of meaningful employment at the end of 2 or 3 weeks. Our contact information is here. You can access our programs by calling, emailing, or walk-in. We can also take referrals from other agencies like the Department of Labor, etc. All of our contact info is here and in the handout. We're happy to have you come down in. The QR code will also take you to our homepage. Thank you.
Perfect timing. It's like he's got some sort of theater training or something. All right. VNN Hospice of the Southwest Region.
Hi, my name is Heather Brilliard. I am the Community Liaison for VNA and Hospice of the Southwest region. Our organization's purpose is embedded in our mission, which is to enhance the quality of life for all through comprehensive home and community health services. We provide connection services in the community by bridging the gaps to secure health care that people need most. We serve as the connection between the hospital services and healthcare providers, and we provide support services in the community by supporting patients, caregivers, healthcare organizations, and the community. Our goal is to empower caregivers and patients through education so they can ultimately manage their own healthcare needs, and we educate patients, healthcare professionals, and the community to strengthen services in all the counties we serve. We recognize the importance of charitable care, and in 2024 alone, we provided over $2.2 million in charitable unreimbursed care. We offer programs for everyone from prenatal to end of life, but we especially provide programming for vulnerable populations in Rutland, Bennington, and Franklin counties. Our programs can be categorized into 3 categories. We have home health care, palliative and hospice care, and children's health services. Our Care Plus program is care and companionship for the homebound. This is typically paid out of pocket, and there's no medical diagnosis needed. Our high-tech services are in-home nursing care, and we also provide in-home occupational, physical, and speech therapy. Our palliative program is specialized support for patients with life-limiting illnesses that are receiving treatment. They receive home health care and medical social work. And our hospice program is for patients in their last phase of an incurable illness, no longer pursuing treatment options. They need to have a diagnosis of 6 months or less. And the goal is to maximize comfort, dignity, and quality of life. They receive at-home health care, medical social work, as well as spiritual care, volunteer services, and bereavement support for caregivers up to 1 year after the loss of a loved one. Our children's services include Children's Integrative Services and our Maternal Child Health Program, which is health care and education for prenatal and new moms. You don't need a medical diagnosis to receive these services. It's simply support for new moms customized to meet the needs of the family. This can be just one visit, just reassuring mom that everything is going well, or it can extend past 1 year for assistance with housing, food insecurity, childcare, counseling, and employment services. Our referrals are really easy. Most of our programs do require provider referrals, and everything can be found on our website. We have some really exciting things coming up. We are starting to use a new EMR in October, and 2026 is our 80th anniversary, so we're going to be having some fantastic community events, and we're kicking off the year with a rebranding with a new name and logo. Thank you.
All right, Rutland County Restorative Justice, come on up.
Hi, I'm Will Knott. I'm the Justice and Belonging Coordinator at the Rutland County Restorative Justice Center. And the Restorative Justice Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization in operation for more than 40 years. We offer the following programs: diversion, youth substance awareness and safety programs, YSAP, driving with license suspended, DLS, Tamarack, circles of support and accountability, COSA, reentry navigation, balanced and restorative justice, BARGE, pretrial services, social and emotional intelligence course, affinity spaces, and reparation panels. I'm going to just highlight a few of the programs we offer. COSA is a reentry program based on a successful international restorative justice model of assisting high-level offenders reintegrate into their communities from incarceration. Trained COSA volunteers work in teams and meet weekly with the offender or core member and the COSA coordinator to support their return to the community and management of everyday living. The circle holds the core member accountable for adherence to post-release expectations and development of healthy relationships. Diversion is a voluntary and confidential community-based alternative to the formal court process for certain juvenile and adult offenders. To be accepted into the program, the participant must take responsibility for their unlawful actions for which they are being referred. If accepted, participants meet with their diversion coordinator and a restorative panel of trained volunteers. During this meeting, all parties will be involved in developing a contract which outlines specific ways the participant can repair the harm caused by the offense and prevent the offense from happening again. Affinity spaces are intentionally created gatherings that support freedom of expression, truth-telling, and safety in showing up authentically in service to fostering connection. We hold affinity spaces on a monthly basis in collaboration with partners, the Rutland Area NAACP, Rutland County Pride, and Come Alive Outside. Our spaces include BIPOC adult and youth space, 2ST LGBTQIA+ adult and youth spaces, genderqueer space, and body inclusive spaces. The majority of the participants in our programs are referred to us by the Attorney General's office or the courts. Our BARGE program for at-risk youth has an open referral process. A referral can come through the school system, but a guardian can also refer their own child. And our affinity spaces are open to anyone who fits the particular group's demographics to just walk in. Volunteers are the lifeblood of many of our programs, and we recently expanded the programs we offer. We are currently taking on new volunteers who want meaningful experiences helping individuals in our community when they need it most. And with my last 10 seconds, I'll say how painful it was to not make affirming eye contact, but if I went off script and did tangents, I was doomed. I'm here with two of my colleagues. We're more than happy to talk after the event.
That was perfect. All right, ARC. Diane, come on up.
Oh, there's a lot of people here. I didn't look back before. My name's Diane Drake. I'm the director of ARC. Probably should be over here. My name is Diane Drake. I'm the director of ARC Rutland Area. We're a very small nonprofit who serve the intellectually and developmentally disabled population of Rutland County. To that end, we have been in business for almost 70 years, and 28% of the population of Rutland County are developmentally or intellectually disabled. Bet you didn't know that little piece of information. And it's important because the disabled population is increasing. And so we have to participate with them across all communities. As a private nonprofit, we don't take state funding, and we don't take any federal funding. The services we provide are one, safe environment for our members, and that is we're located in the service building on the 4th floor. You're welcome to see us. It's a great building because it's Art Deco, and I like that. We provide advocacy through education, life skills, social events, and community participation. That amounts to, we have our two groups called the Action Club and the Self Advocates Becoming Empowered Rutland Club, SABRE. The education, we provide disability awareness to the community through self-advocacy. We teach our members about their rights as disabled individuals. We offer their community participation through events like National Night Out. I can't read my own writing. That's the problem. Townwide celebrations, if I could just talk, but there's a time limit and I can't. Art show presentations in Castleton, the Action Club fundraisers, and they give back to the community once a year. And we also provide representative payee services for close to 50 individuals. Okay. One more slide. By referral, Oh, we're out, huh?
Evelyn's here.
Well, you can read what we do for the referrals.
All right, Brock.
Hi, I'm Vicki Loomis with Brock Community Action, and I'll be focusing on the immediate services that we offer, but we offer an array of services depending on need. But we have our community food shelf, which is open 5 days a week. You just come in, you sign up. The only requirement is if you're in the Rutland food shelf that you live in Rutland County. We do take some demographic data, but that's more for grant writing and things like that. There's no income qualifications for that. You're welcome to just come and shop. We also have a senior hour each Friday for shoppers 60 and older. There's a less crowded waiting room. It started during COVID. It kind of turned into a social hour, and then we just decided to keep it because everybody really enjoyed it. And we do pride ourselves in offering local and healthy foods, but we also try to keep things like gluten-free options and things like that on hand, as well as diapers, feminine and other personal hygiene products. And I'll also put a plug in that we're looking for volunteers for the food shelf as well. We also have our crisis fuel and electric program. So from November to April, those who qualify, you give us a call. We'll help you get qualified. We ask that you call when your tank is a quarter full. That way we don't have to pay the emergency charge, which takes funds out of that kitty. We also do emergency furnace and red tag tanks, which means if in the middle of the night your furnace dies or whatever heats your home ceases to work, or if they come to fill your tank and they're saying that your tank needs to be replaced and they're not doing it, which is called a red tag tank, we have a program that will help replace that at no cost. All of our programs are at no cost. And because some of these programs are state and federally funded, there are requirements and qualifications for those, but we also fundraise so that we can help people who may not qualify for those programs but need assistance. We do our program like Wheels for Warmth, which is coming up at the end of October, and all of that money goes into our crisis fuel or our fuel program to help people who may not qualify within those guidelines. And for an example of that, just really quick, is that we had somebody call, an older gentleman, a veteran, who had no fuel for his home. He couldn't afford to add fuel, and he was $8 over the income limit. So if we didn't do our own fundraising, we would have had to have said no, and we don't like to do that. So we were able to help him through things like Wheels for Warmth. And housing and homelessness prevention and eviction prevention. Last year, we prevented 313 evictions in Rutland and Bennington County. Of those 313 homes, more than 50 had children in them, so they were able to stay in their homes. So if you receive an eviction notice, anything like that, give us a call, 775-0878, or hellobrock@brock.org, or just come into our office. Thank you.
All right, Liz DeMarco, you can come on up.
Hi, everyone. You've been very patient today, so I'm just going to do the mic because I'm a New Yorker and I talk faster than Joy. So 24 years ago today, some of you may have seen the Herald this morning, I wrote about my experience with 9/11, and I watched the towers fall right before my eyes in a fancy corner office in the Chrysler Building. It changed my life. I went and worked with nonprofit for the past 20-some years. So I do consulting only with charities and educational institutions like the people in this room. What I care about most is making sure that no one runs out of money and that they somehow find a way to demonstrate their impact to the people who give you money. It isn't always about grants. We all know the crisis that we are in right now. I am a strategic growth consultant. That's just a fancy way of saying I have an MBA in finance and leadership, so I look at your 990 and I try to work with you to get it stronger. I do work primarily with executive directors and board members. I get some of my referrals from donors who say, please help this nonprofit that I'm involved with because I want them to succeed. So I do strategic planning, organizational development, so I come in and I help your organization know how important it is to get a strategic plan done, because major donors will not even give you a dime if you don't have a strategic plan that makes sense to them. And last but not least, marketing and fundraising campaigns. So I will work with you and your board, because it's very important to have an active and engaged board, to do a strategic plan and to take it all the way through so that everyone in your organization gets the message, feels good about it, and says, yes, I am on board with this. So all of my information is on the slides. That's why I didn't go through with them today, because I realized how important it is and it's getting late. I am on the web. My information is on the slides that Eric is giving you today. And thank you all for staying this long to hear this.
Thank you, Liz. All right. My Healthy Vermont.
Jane's going to give me. She already started. Hi, I'm Joanne. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Hello, I'm Joanne LeMay. Please call me Jo. So I am, okay, I'm just going to read. I'm so sorry. I work for Rutland Regional, but under a grant for myhealthyvermont.org. Please check out myhealthy.org. There's a lot of stuff. Here we go. Anyone over 18 with a chronic condition? Listen, you all are working with lots of people who are in crisis, yes. What I'm doing is we have workshops. We have 6 workshops that will help people if you have diabetes, or if you want to prevent diabetes, high blood pressure, quit smoking. What did I miss? The chronic pain one is my favorite one to facilitate. And that's what we do. We are not the educators, we are facilitators. And what we do is we facilitate the group. And it's the peer learning that really, really makes the class work. So the workshops, we learn building healthier behaviors, to managing your pain and other long-term health problems. And the people who complete our workshops really see big improvements in their health. They're less isolated, they feel empowered. And chronic pain, let's talk about how we can talk to your doctor. Here's some different adjectives. There's a whole big book. Let's take a food log. When you eat this, do you find your pain? It's all about just trying some little things. So if you could all just plant some seeds out there eventually, these are free, evidence-based workshops. Please, I want the grant to go a whole other year. These are great. I do the 4 southern counties, so a shout out to all the people that I haven't seen, because there's a lot of us. There's a lot of, county. So I should have wrote a script. So I think just reach out, go to myhealthyvt.org. They've updated the website. It's easy to refer, or just call me up at the hospital. And I think that's it. I thank you all for your time, and just plant seeds. I need volunteers for everybody here. And dun 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 dun. I was waiting for Evelyn. Come on. Dun dun. Dun dun. There you go. I got nothing. Thank you all. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Jess Ellis with News Story Center. I can see them right here. So we are the agency serving all of Rutland County for survivors of domestic and sexual violence, stalking, and human trafficking. Our mission is that we're working to end the cycle of violence through support, education, prevention, and collaboration with all the people and communities of Rutland County. So We offer a variety of services, one of the most important being our 24/7 crisis hotline. When we're open, that rings into our office. When we're closed, it goes to an answering service, and we always have a staff backing up volunteers. We do offer some emergency shelter, supportive case management. We are the sexual assault responders anytime someone presents at Rutland Regional Medical Center. We have a program for job training and economic development, or empowerment, excuse me. We have a weekly support group that runs every Thursday at 10:30 at the Godnix Adult Center. We offer court advocacy for relief from abuse orders, commonly referred to as RFAs. People call them many things, but we support with various components of that in stalking orders. And then we do education and training as part of our prevention mission in local schools and organizations. The most important info I wanted to leave up there is how you can reach us. And then I'm not going to read that. But basically what I want you to know, if you haven't heard me say this once before, domestic and sexual violence is an underreported and hidden crime. And so every single person sitting in this room probably knows someone that has been impacted by one and or both of those things. If you don't, you should probably look around your circle because somebody there is probably in need of support. That pretty much covers it. The 24/7 hotline is the easiest way to connect with us. We do have a Get Help Now email address that folks can reach out to if they don't have access to a phone. The follow-up can be a little challenging via email, but we'll do our very best. And then if you're a provider in the community, you can always call anonymously. You can call with a client. We really want to support getting information, however it's comfortable to the victim or survivor. So thank you for being here today.
Sorry, Evelyn. First time I've ever had to go up. Usually it's come down for me. Well, guess what? You're all done. You made it through the showcase. So I want to thank you all for sitting through a bunch of amazing presentations. We're not done yet, so just FYI, we're not fully done yet. We technically have until 2. It said it on the one-pager. You all should know. So I do want to say we do have a survey here real quick. It's real short, real hopefully easy to complete in less than a minute or 2 maybe. I don't know. If you could, we do have paper versions as well floating around. Here's some. Catherine put them out back, so if you wanted to do a paper version, you don't want to do it online, you can certainly grab one of those as well. So yeah, I do know we have a couple of final things. I don't know if there's been a few changes. So Adam, do you want me to do those or do you want to do those? Okay. So I know we have Craig from CCV. He wanted to come up and talk about some of our visitors we have here today at Project Vision. So Craig, if you would like to come up and we can finish this out. And you can hold Evelyn if you want to.
And also a stuffed dog named Fetch that I gave to my dad when he needed it. Hi, I just have a quick comment for the folks who came from CCV. Actually, I have one more comment. I was actually a little freaked out today listening to all these conversations about the services that are provided because I'm retired, but there was a time in my life when I worked with almost all of you folks. And I am so pleased to have been able to be here today and to be able to bring some of our students from CCV. I used to work at not Castleton. We'll talk about that later. St. Joe's, College of St. Joseph, and had a clinical practice as well. So thank you all as a retired person. Thank you. If you, that's not out of the realm of possibility. You know, nature abhors a vacuum, and So I'm still teaching for CCV right now, and I'm doing a few other things on a volunteer basis because I believe in volunteerism quite highly. If you came today from CCV, please stay for a few minutes after we're done. I promised you that you'd be done by 2:30, and we will be. But I really want to get some feedback from you folks, my Intro to Psych class and also the Intro to Human Services class. And I just got to say, we've only had one, I guess this is our second week, but there are some amazing people at CCV, and some of you are going to be coming to class to talk about your programs. So I'm really thrilled about that. But if you need good volunteers, or if you're looking for interns, or if you have an employment vacancy that you want to fill, consider our students from CCV. They're top-notch. Okay. So CCV, stick around for a while, and we'll just chat for a little while. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Craig. And we have one more, final one, and then I promise you can leave, I guess. So Michael from the University of VTSU Castleton would also like to say something real quick right here at the end. So Michael?
Hey, sorry to keep you a little bit longer than you might want to stay. Every year, the social work cohort from VTSU Castleton, this is part of their assignment to learn about community and macro practices and everything else. And so we have a class of 10 this year. Some of them are still here. You guys just raise your hands and say hello. They're all in their senior practicum placements around Rutland and out in Fairhaven and up in Middlebury and everything else. So I hope the CCV students and the VTSU students can connect a little bit maybe on the way out. But this is an important piece of the social work practicum overall, that they're here, they're involved in the community, and usually the first meeting, every time, they all stand up and they say where they're from and everything. I'm not going to make them do that today, but just, that you'll see their happy, smiling faces around at pretty much all of the meetings, unless school's out that week. So just wanted to acknowledge them.
How do y'all feel? Pretty good? A lot of information? A lot of collaborative ideas? I saw some writing. Well, perfect. All right. Well, unless there's anything else from Adam or Kiana, I'm seeing some no's from that. Thank you again for coming to our first organizational showcase for Project Vision, and I hope everything was very informative and that you're going to take home a lot of new ideas and a lot of new collaborative efforts for this. Do look out for the PowerPoint coming through the listserv. If you're not on the listserv, Commander Prouty, he'll get you on there. Also wrote it down there. Perfect. And we will see you next month. Thank you.